Hi, I'm Matthew Wardle. I'm the CTO and one of the founders of Kasko. So the problem as we see it is there's a disconnect between what customers want and insurers largely now provide. Customers, everyone has heard today probably many times that consumer usage is evolving, it's changing, and largely insurance hasn't evolved to keep up with this. Customers still want the security that's offered by insurance, maybe now more than ever, but they also want it to be convenient. If they rent, borrow, buy, share, lend something, they want to be able to get the insurance right there and then and know that that's the right insurance for what they're doing. They also want that insurance to be flexible. If they want to do something for 2 days a week, they don't want to have to get an insurance for a whole year. As the same with the value. They don't want to pay for yearly contracts when they only want kind of on and off usage. The other side, we have what I consider probably the biggest innovation in the last 10 years is aggregation. I mean, it's the largest bit of insurance tech around. And that's really just comparing, it's comparing apples and pears. You're trying to compare complex financial products based on like 2 or 3 factors. Most people probably just look at the price and choose the cheapest one, and that is not a very good kind of solution. So what's our solution? We want to take the insurance products and plug them directly into the apps and services where people borrow, rent, buy, share, lend, so they can get the insurance right there and know it's the right insurance for what they're doing, rather than having to search and find an insurance. We do this by, we sit in between the platforms with the customers and the insurers with the products. On the insurance side, we work with them to get the right products to make sure they're usage-based, that they work for us. We then take them to the platform and we integrate them deep into their workflows. So where in the workflow it makes sense to sell an insurance product, that's where you'll find it. We do everything in between. So we do the quotation, we do the take the payment, do the transaction, make the policy document, send it all out. The insurer just underwrites the risk and they regulate the claims if they happen. Looking at this slide, you'll probably say, okay, sure, but why don't the platforms just do this directly with the insurer? Well, there's a number of reasons why they don't want to do that. Firstly, sales processes with insurers are very slow and complicated. Secondly, you have technical integrations, which actually a lot of insurers don't even have APIs. They can't actually plug the insurances where the platforms want it. But the main reason that we see it is the platforms that we work with, they want to do a whole range of insurance products. They want to maybe offer them, maybe they're a marketplace that sells electronics, and they want to do the electronics insurance, but they also want to do a buyer's protection. They want to do a seller's protection. You take into account that most platforms are also international, and a lot of insurers operate nationally, and you're talking about a situation like that, where one platform would integrate with lots of insurers, much more complicated. In this case, we sit in the middle, they integrate with us, they have one integration method, and we handle all the insurance side. Then you say, why would the insurer want to do this? What's the benefit for them? Well, the benefit for them is economy of scale. They work with us with one product, and we'll take it to as many platforms as we think can take that product. So I think the best is to go through an example. So we launched this year with AutoScout24, a large German car marketplace. They do private-to-private car sales. They wanted to have a few goals. They wanted to facilitate more sales on their platform, and they wanted to monetize on those sales. To help them facilitate, we worked on a test drive cover. When you put your car on AutoScout, or someone tries to schedule a test drive with you, it will offer you a test drive protection so that when someone else privately is trying your car, there's no risk to you as a seller. Monetizing the sales is a bit more complicated because AutoScout doesn't actually know when a sale has happened because the sale happens largely offline between 2 private people. So what we're working with is with ARAG is a free legal protection that if you tell AutoScout what happened with that sale, they will give you this free legal protection. And with that, there's a whole slew of insurance products they're trying to load in as well. We're taking these same products we're working with AutoScout on and then offering them to every other platform that they might be applicable. So to launch, we're starting on what we call white spaces in on-demand insurance. I'm not going to talk through the whole slide because of time, but services is an interesting one. So on-demand freelancers, on-demand contractors who want to, they have an app, they might only want to work 2 days a month, and they get that PI cover just by logging into the app, or when they take the job, the PI cover's right there. Travel, it's not a white space for on-demand. You've probably all bought a plane ticket and been upsold a travel insurance, but that's a very basic product. It's just one size fits all, and we think there's a lot to do with custom products, which actually are the product that the customer actually needs based on what their journey is, what their profile as a customer is. And then we have banks. Banks have actually been very interested in this because they have an awful lot of data on customers, and they're trying to monetize that data. And insurance is actually quite an easy way for them to do that. So when we say event-based, we're talking if you swipe your card in Madrid, or you pay for a hotel, or you tell them you're changing your address, there'll be certain policies we'll push to the customer which are relevant to exactly what they're doing. I mean, in bank-based, there's so many options there. So the benefits as we see it, to the customer, it's convenient, flexible insurance where they need it and when they need it. But most importantly, it's insurance that they know is actually for that usage rather than they're renting something and they think they found an insurance which might cover them for the rental, but they're not sure. For the distributors, it's revenue, but it's also additional services to their customers. They're solving a customer problem which the customers have. And insurers, it's getting new products out there, it's getting new customers, and it's innovation. So there are some competitors, product specialist insurers who do similar things, but largely over single product lines. I think that works very well for certain use cases, but a lot of the companies that we're talking to integrate actually want lots of verticals, and I think we have to give a wider selection of products since we actually look to find the insurances rather than offering them to them. And then there's the giant insurers, which actually do have the products in most countries, but anyone who's worked with one of these big insurers realizes they do things. Every business unit is different, every vertical is different, every country is different. You can't just go to AXA and be like, hey, give me an API, and we've got all the products. It's just not that simple. So we think we offer an easier integration and a better selection of products. So this is my team. There's a few more of us than that because this slide's out of date. And then there's some advisors who, if you speak to, I'm sure will say wonderful things about us. And this is our status right now. So we're live with AutoScout24 and Barmenia. We've got a number of platforms that are both committed and interested, largely in Germany because the regulation is much slower in the UK. And we've spoken to, I would say, every insurer in England and Germany. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. Who wants to go first? Oh, no, sorry.
I'll go first this time because everybody else has asked the questions I wanted to every time. So on the basis, how are you actually integrating in with the insurers? I didn't quite get that part.
So there's two approaches we've taken. So our initial insurer, we actually have a dashboard they can log into. So the painless integration is just we give the dashboard to their claims agents and they log in to manage the claim themselves. If they have an API, we'll integrate with the API to push it to them. But our launch insurer did not have an API.
Okay, but if they did have an API,
we could push things to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess to your point, if they do have an API, what are they gaining in additional value working with you rather than directly with somebody who can provide their API?
They might not be, but the platform doesn't want to work with 7 different APIs, 7 different dashboards, all those different things, different countries. It's more for the platform side that get the benefits in a way.
Sure, that makes sense.
I might have missed it, but what's the business model? Or is this a SaaS business, or are you taking a fee? Or?
Oh, sorry, yeah. So we take a commission. So we'd have each product has a different commission. So there's no point doing a slide saying the average because obviously insurance products is such a wide variety of commissions. But we take a commission, we split that with the distributor partner.
You created new insurance products at this point?
We're working on a few new insurance products. The test drive product is actually a new product. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.